Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 2.1 lesson plans, John Salek's Math 1105 class. And what's happening here? We're given a picture of a graph, goes down, stays constant, then comes back up, and we want to know the intervals over which the graph is increasing, decreasing, or constant. Now, the one important thing to remember about increasing, decreasing, and constant, you always answer in terms of x. Even though the graph, when you're looking up and down, it's the y value that's, showing whether the graph's going up or down. It's the x value that you use to answer these questions. And you never used a closed bracket on interval notation, you always use an open. For example, the temperature at a particular time is not at a specific time of day, like at noon, the temperature is not increasing, it's just what it is. But between 8 and noon, it's increasing or decreasing and constant. So a little mnemonic device that I give to my students to remember. Write an ordered pair like this. IDC, and then down here you can put NB. And then over here put MM. And here's what this ordered pair means. When you're asked for the maximum or minimum, you're thinking Y. When you're asked for increasing, decreasing, and constant, you answer in terms of X, and there's no brackets used. Okay? So just a little mnemonic device. Okay, this graph is dropping here, so this would be decreasing. This graph is constant here, and this graph is increasing here. Well, here's how we answer it. Always in terms of x, so you're going from left to right. So you're coming from negative infinity to whatever that x value is, and let's see, that would be negative 1. Okay, so that's negative, that x value is negative 3. Okay? So from negative infinity to negative 3, the graph is decreasing. Decreasing from negative infinity to negative 3. Okay, between this vertical line and this vertical line, because those are x values, the graph is constant, right? It stays level, okay? And that would be from what? Negative 3 to positive 3. So the graph is constant from negative 3 to positive 3. And notice these are not brackets. You're not including the 3 or negative 3. You're increasing, decreasing, or constant over an open interval. And my graph is increasing. Now again, you always use x value for increase and decrease and constant, so it's a vertical break. If you scan from what? This would be a positive 3 out to infinity, this graph is increasing. So it's increasing from 3 to infinity. Okay, so increasing, decreasing, constant was done with the x value with a scan from left to right, no brackets. Relative maximum and relative minimum are going to involve y values. Okay, so we're done with this first graph. Now, let's look down here. Okay? Increasing, decreasing, and constant, same questions. Well, the graph is constant here. Here the graph is increasing. Here the graph is decreasing, and here the graph is increasing again. Okay, now again, remember, increasing, decreasing, and constant are always answered in terms of x. So, it's a good idea, to show your breaks where these things are changing. Draw on these little vertical lines to kind of section them off. That helps to see. Okay, so it's constant in this section, and let me see if I count correctly. This is negative 10, negative 9. Okay, so this is negative 8, -7, -6, -5. Okay, let me make sure I counted it right. Oh wait, that was -10. -10, get my -8, -7, -6, -5. Let me count. Let me double check this. This is hard. This is hopefully on the test it'll be a little bit easier to see. Okay, we have, this is the line, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no, that's right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's constant between -8 and -5. Go in order from left to right. Okay. Let's see. Increasing would be from what? Okay, let's count again. This x value is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that x value is -5, and we scan this time to the x value of -1. From -5 to -1. Remember, no brackets. We skip over this part. There's nothing there. Okay, this part of the graph is decreasing, and let's see the x values that contain it. The x values would be from 3, let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from 3 to 5, it's decreasing. And then, because there's no arrow here, it stops. So this is another place where it's contained. Okay, so from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. From 5 to 9, it's increasing again. So we put union 5, 9. Now on course, the correct way to write this, by the way, is union. On Course Compass, pay attention because sometimes they ask you, you know how they do, they ask you to write it with a comma. So follow their directions, but in general, when there's more than one interval over which it's doing a particular thing, you technically should put a union. Okay, and we're done with that introduction to section 2.1. Increasing and decreasing, always x and no bracket.